Greetings, folks. This is a Let's Play of Stellaris. This is actually, ironically, probably the first one I'm going to put up on YouTube, even though it's the game that probably got me into even considering doing this. So we will see where this goes. So I am Peri, and this is the Asimov patch 1.21. Paradox is still out on their summer vacation, their July vacation, so no patches are incoming. Some of my previous races. To be different this time, I'm going to create a race at random. I'll walk through the race creation process a little bit here, but well, it'll be semi-random. There are certain things that I will and won't do. So for appearance, we have 6 choices. I have a bag full of my role-playing dice, or box full of my role-playing dice. I haven't pulled the bag out in years, did so earlier today, and it's the bag needed retiring. So it is what it is. So there are 6 different types of appearances. We have to pull something from the avian. So we got what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 17. Yeah, it sounds like a 20-sided die. What do you think? Figures, I'd roll an 18. Okay, that die doesn't want to work. For those of you who have done tabletop role-playing, you'll understand the curse of dice. Those of you who only played computer games will never know that these little plastic and bone and other kind of things really have a sense of humor to them. That's better. So, we're this ugly thing. And I continue regretting my decisions. Oh well. Next. Name. You know what? That's not a bad name. I'm going to go with that. Next. Ship prefix. We have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Roll a 20, and if I roll the natural 20, I'll add a couple, roll the separate die for adding a couple more, maybe. So, that was easy. We are an avian race that uses Arthropoid 1. And we will use ISS for our prefix, since our species name starts with an I, and then it's just a spaceship. I guess we could be silly and, call it other things, but why are we going to do that? So we have 2 trait points, 4 picks left. I do like how they have this balanced out. You can't go too overboard. So I do wish though that this was sortable. Like you could have all the bad at the top. I appreciate them putting mutually exclusive ones next to each other. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry that I'm counting out loud. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. How do I want to do that? Let's see, 31, so that's... We will do a 20 plus a 12. And then just start from 2. That's 8. That's 18 down. I'll try not to count out loud this time, but no promises. 11, 12, 13, 18. Well, that's amusing. I would have picked that anyways. Weak is a hard one to not pick. It's an excellent free point. I expect at some point it will be nerfed into the ground. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, we're enduring. So We're not very strong, but we don't go away. That's 6, that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. I will clean this up at the end if I have, like, ridiculously extra points or... Well, the points can be saved for later in the game for gene modding. So when you get the genetic engineering trait later, if you have points left over, they are there to spend. Last trait down is number 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8. That's overall not too bad, actually. For being completely die-driven. I'll take it. Let's see. Gender of the... It will be a female ruler. Name is random. Yeah, that'll work. This the titles will change. I do think some of this setup is out of order. I honestly think Empire should probably be first. That's just my own personal feeling. But I like the robes. We'll go with that. Homeworld. There are 7 to choose from. And unlike Pokemon Go, I don't have to catch them all. Figures, I roll an 8-sided die, and I roll an 8. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ocean. Okay, homeworld name. That's fine with that. Starting solar system's good. Starting cities. Another 6-sided roll. 5. Fungoids. So I have 3 points. This is what? 8, 16 total. It's 20-sided die again. So 1 through 8, starting with north, going clockwise. That's the inner ring. And then 9 through 16 are the outer rings. So okay. 15. We are fanatic spiritualists. And since that's taken care of, I can switch to an 8-sided die. Only treat the first 7, so 1. We are militarists, fanatic spiritualists. Okay, we are not the people you want to move in next to. So, what kind of government do we want? We want a column 1, so we going with the elective types. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So these are just D3, so it's a D6 divided by 10. So we are a theocratic republic who will burn you down in the righteous name of our God. Got it. Empire name. I've been pleased with these random choices today. I can't help you there. It's wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said I was going to go with the randoms. Primary colors, we have 5x4. Oddly enough, that happens to be a 20-sided. Go figure. Primary color is 3. Secondary color is 12. No. Nothing like a fossil platypus to really stir the national anthems. Weapon choices. My personal favorite are projectile. They just are, but we'll see. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. And the missile weapons, which I'm not a huge fan of, but we'll do that. Here's where I'm going to take executive privilege. I'm not a fan of these two. This is just too damn slow. It does say for new players, if you are new to the game franchise, give the game a chance. It's really worth it. It's a lot of fun. But don't pick warp travel. At least, particularly not in the biggest galaxies. If you do it in the biggest galaxies, get a large book. War and Peace. Ship design types. We are using the molluscoids. I could have put in a description, but it's flavor, it's fluff. If I get around to writing AARs or semi-fictions off of them, I'll do that. So I will save this first, just so it's saved to my... And then we'll click on save, saves it to your record, so it's there for good. You can show up later. And if you didn't realize, if you're new to the game, any of the races you create, like these down here, can show up in game. This flaming, this eagle here indicates your choices. This is it may spawn, this is it will spawn, this is it won't spawn. So we're selecting the Istron Mandate. The birds from Randomonium. Galaxy size. We have 5 choices, therefore we have 1. We will stick with the medium. What size? Interesting. A ring. I haven't done that before. I am a big fan of the exploration side of the game. So this is going to be randomly controlled. But I generally prefer fewer races. I like being able to kind of stretch my wings. Bird pun not intended. Advanced AI, I generally don't like advanced AI, but I'll roll just to see. Yep. We'll start off with 2. AI aggressiveness, that's fine. Difficulty, that's fine. Any FTL, that's fine. Iron Man mode, we will do it on. Because, why not? And that's all you have to do to start the game. It's even quicker if you're not rolling dice and constantly swapping them out, but... So, in the eons since the first primitive Istron communities took shape in the archipelagos and lagoons of Ikan, our civilization has spread and prospered. Great achievements were made both in the advancement of science and on the spiritual plane as we sought to expand our understanding of the universe and the role we play in it. A council of our most learned priests was convened to advise our elected leaders, a tradition that continues to this day. Now, after successful creation of artificial subspace wormholes, the finest minds of the Istron Mandate have finished construction of the first wormhole station at the edge of our system. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. I was actually trying to be somewhat sincere there, but it probably also came across as sarcasm. I can do both. This is a... Wow. Have some gas giants. 1, 2, 3... like 5 gas giants. It's a decent system. I mean, the homeworld's nice-ish. The red color from the home star is putting quite a power over that, particularly with the nebula in the background. I have 1 moon. If you're new to the franchise, don't fret. You will never find a second habitable planet in your home system. I don't particularly like the decision, but it is what it is. Let's see. So I have a molten world with a toxic. I actually also have a terraforming mod. I should introduce one of these times that makes things like moltens and barons terraformable. But it's for down the road, I guess. Gas giants. There's probably actually one already on Steam. I just haven't looked. Oh, that's a baron. So it's... The neat thing about gas giants is they're rich in energy. Energy is your currency, if you're unfamiliar with that. You need a lot of it. It does tend to drain because it pays maintenance for a lot of things. Minerals, you're not going to find them on gas giants, so I maybe get gimped on that. But I have several asteroids. 3 it looks like. Plus a molten, couple of barons, so I might. Influence, this is what you need for a lot of your societal things. It's now, as of 1.2 patch, control is a fixed cost you have to spend on creating a new colony. The further from your empire, the more expensive it gets. If you're just nearby, it's about 30 influence, plus or minus a bit. But I've seen colonies in the multiple hundreds, 300, 400. And at 3 points a month, it's really difficult to expand massively when you do that. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but there's not much I can do about it without going, modding the game, which is easy enough to do. So that's my system. This is my little blob. I have 2 potentially habitable planets within my sensor range, including a size 23 ocean world. That will be worth looking at. That'll be my second place to survey, I guess. So here is Ring World, Nipple World if you prefer. I suddenly feel an endorsement deal with Target coming up. This gives you a very unique playstyle. Excuse me. The 2 spiral arms and the ellipticals actually play quite a bit the same, but this one does not. You go one way or the other. There's no kind of cutting around. So it is what it is. The galaxy's not yet my issue. So starting fleet. Science ship. Survey the system, starting with that moon. Because I know that is a moon. Now, this is something I picked up from watching Quill 18, and that's having your initial ships survey what they can, so you can kind of start getting a feel for your general area. Every star you see there will have an intel level below its name. Low, low, high. Well, there's also medium, which we'll start generating here in a second. Low means you've as unknown as you don't know it at all. Low means you've kind of got a basic astronomical sense of what's in the system. You can see that it has planets. You can see it has moons. You can see that it has asteroid belts, but you can't see anything else about it. Depending on what it is you find, you could find other neat stuff. And on the high end, which that is not one, but this one is, you actually, you've mapped the planets. You haven't surveyed them. Survey is shown by the name of the star or the planet. If a planet's name shows up and is gray, it has not been surveyed. If the name is missing, you have to click on the planet to get the planet's info panel. There'll be no name there. Then it has been surveyed. And if it's got a colony, it's got a different banner, but you'll see that in the 2. So, your setting, I'm going to go use my initial starting resources and build a second wormhole station. You can stack them. Each one can handle 1 fleet at a time, so there is some merit to having multiple in your starting system. I usually will build backbones of several, and when I get late in the game and I actually have a very large fleet, then my assembly yards, my anchorages, I will actually build 7, 8, 10 of them wormhole stations per station, so all the fleets can depart at the same time. I'm very glad that system's in there. I could see how they could have made some other rules for it. And so the wormhole station system, for those who aren't familiar with it, you jump between the systems after spending a little bit of time building up the energy. You can go from any system to a wormhole station, or from a system with a wormhole station to any other one. So it allows you to jump quite a bit. When it works in your favor, it's incredibly nice. And as your range gets better, and as you can place new stations, because you can build the stations anywhere, it does not have to be in your territory. You can build your range quite a bit, and the neat thing with it too is it's very hard to track. If you watch someone who has warp or hyperlanes, you can see their fleets moving about the map, and so you can start getting an idea when things are gathering, where your forces are turning bad for you. Not so if you're dealing with a wormhole empire, just they appear or they don't. Alright, these are my scientists. Imdo, Uvko, and also there's a joke in that. He gains experience faster than normal. She, I'm not sure which. Doesn't say. He's maniacal. He researches faster. and he builds industry. That's not bad. It's looking at the rest of it. Here's my emperor, my leader, the revered elder Ulta. Skill level 4. It's not bad. As expansionist, so the frontier outposts cost 15% less. That's nice. Corvette focus, those cost 20% less. That's nice early in the game. That's very nice early in the game. Particularly, well, because the beginning of the game, they're all you have. Any of these are worth doing. Encourage free thought information. Sometimes, particularly if I'm playing a species that has an ethics divergence positive modifier, I'll take encourage free thought to speed up initial research. I'm not going to do that this time. And in the initial version of the game, you could take all 3 of these and just pay the price for them, and it'd overlap. But sadly, they fix that. Let's see. Resettlement, migration. None of these really matter quite yet. Why can't I do that? Okay. That's good. Let's see. Empire, my home planet. Resources being generated. These are the consumables. These are research. Food, maximum size. The governor. Sadly, it doesn't click through. That's too bad. Leaders. Scientists and busy commanding. This is my science leader on the ship. Anomaly fail risk reduction. I like this person. I like them a lot. Back to the sciences. What does an open Betharian power? We'll do the solar power network. I always go for the colony ship first. It's what it is. This gives a flat mineral increase. The army's damage just would offset weak straight away. And this industry modifier ties in there, so it will do that. Shaves 5 months off. I'm fine with that. One of the early things I also find to concentrate on is building up these numbers when you can on the surface of your planet. One of the vital early buildings I have found are early research stations. A couple of good labs can give you an enormous boost. Fortunately, I can't afford them yet. It's not actually a bad starting world. I've got 2 energy things right off my capital. I find some Betharian stone, and that's going to make me a fortune. We will build a hydroponics farm. Because food. And here we go. Now, I'm going to play on the fastest speed and then pause as things happen, so bear with me. Now, with the ships that I sent out, there is the one added problem that previously you send them out and you forget about them, but with Asimov, they greatly increased weapons range, so there is a higher mortality now for ships sent out.
Situation log updated.
Case in point. This little button here with a little... I said stop. Thank you. Pause button still doesn't work very well. This button here is the go-to. It's an attempt at a camera with a little crosshair. I'm not sure. We can do that so far. We'll go over here and build a mining station.
Construction complete.
So we are building a lot of food, and that should actually help quite a bit. It should, but who knows? Let's see. I am looking for... Now species is over here. Species. It's like we don't like to migrate. And we'll fix it once we get genetics. Ooh, research. Okay, that's next. That's social research.
Situation log updated.
I found an ancient empire. Or fallen empire. That is unfortunate. How in trouble am I? Okay, well, I can't go that way. I just need one over here and I'm like permanently set. Alright, so return home. Oh, that... I found my rock. Now hopefully the other... hopefully the other direction doesn't have a hard place. Oh, that was... Potentially makes this a very short video series. Very short, potentially. Let's see. You are... Well, at least you're friendly. They're holy guardians. That means they're a guy of worlds around here someplace. We'll worry about it later. Starting right next to...
System survey complete.
Talk about kicking the pants. And we will survey that system next. Survey ship. I need 90. Alright. So the reason I built the second wormhole station at the beginning is so my civilian ships, like the science ship, can go ahead and continue their business, while my initial scouting fleet can keep bouncing around. What are you? What are, oh, okay, they're just space cows. Turn this off. You've got fleet stances you can select. There's 3 of them. There's evasive, which means as soon as you encounter something hostile, you drop everything and flee. There's passive. You go about your business, but if you encounter something hostile, you'll engage them, but you won't seek it out. And then military fleets can have aggressive, which you seek out trouble. Particularly when I'm just starting out, I tend to turn off evasive for material, because the whole dropping everything can be quite devastating if you've made plans and then forgot about them. So I generally try to avoid them.
Situation log updated.
What did we find here? Never mind.
Situation log updated.
At some point I'll figure out how pause
Fleet
works.
Engaged.
Oh, well, here's where my fleet's gonna die. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm about to lose 3 corvettes. We've got a month till I can retreat.
Anomaly found.
Leave that be for now.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Yep. That's a risk with my scouting methodology has with the new game, or the new rule set, however you want to put it. Oh well, it is what it is.
Situation log.
All right, so
updated.
this is an event about looking at past mass extinctions through the regions. So I am now quested with charting these 5 planets, which I'm turning on my map, to go and investigate them. Let's see. They're all further down arm. It'll be a while till I get there, but I'll leave them turned on. Let's see, how are we doing? How is we doing?
System survey complete.
Go scan the system. A little surprised with these being Holy Guardians. I didn't run into a Gaia world. I'm grateful, but let's rebuild our Corvette fleet.
Construction complete.
What do we build? Ah. Well, that's kind of derpy. What do we build? Oh yeah, the ship we just built. There. Not much I can offer them yet. Previously, you could just create embassies and fix things, but you know what? I'm also running long, so I will leave this here as I try to figure out how to unpickle myself. So thank you for watching, folks, and